Hi, this is Dreama, and today we are doing a client reading, and I'm going to be using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck. This is one of my favorite decks. Actually, I feel very connected to this deck. It's also smaller and much easier for me to shuffle. Today the client reading is a one-question reading, and I won't actually say the name of the client, but they know who they are and I know who they are. Now, the question before us today is the client had someone in their life a long time ago, and just recently this person has reemerged in their life, and what they want to know is this person going to continue to be in their life? Okay. Now, I've designed actually a spread for this question, and I've already shuffled the cards, so I'm gonna lay these out in this design. Okay. The first two cards are going to be for the present. Now, this will be how does the person feel at this time, okay? All right, and next we're going to lay a card here. It's going to be for, this card will represent the past, okay? And this card will represent the future, whatever future there may be for these people, okay? And then lastly is going to be what I call our advice card. Now, that card will tell us actually, something that the client may need to know, okay? Alrighty. Now, I'm going to start with the past card. Now, this card is the Chariot, and what I see in this card is pairs. There's a pair of sphinxes here, the yin and the yang, and the center is a man. This card to me says conflict, okay? That there was a lot of conflict and trouble in the past, that these two people just didn't, they just didn't get along. It was not a match. It was just, a mismatch from the beginning, and there was a lot of conflict and turmoil within this relationship. Now I'm going to move to the present. And what we have now is the Hierophant, okay? Now, this is an interesting card. As you can see, there are two keys in the picture, and it looks like two children at the bottom. And the man is in between, and behind him are two columns. This card to me is a card of almost someone that is authoritarian, someone that believes what they believe no matter what. Their principles are what they are, and they think what they think is right is right. This kind of person doesn't necessarily, give in to other ideas. Okay, whatever they are telling the client, this person, whatever they are saying to the client, this is something that they believe, okay? I'm not saying it's something they feel. It is something they believe. They are saying what they think are the right things to say, okay? Now we're going to move on to the Two of Pentacles. It's also the present. So that's going to tell us a little bit about this person also and what's going on now. As you can see, there are two pentacles, and they are encased in a figure 8. Now, this is an interesting card because of it being in present day, and actually because it's going with this one. And basically, this card, to me, represents actually, difficulty, juggling of this. And I believe that these are feelings. That's what I'm getting from this, that these pentacles are feelings, and this person, even though they're saying the right thing, their feelings are not what they think they are, if that makes sense. They're having a difficulty balancing whether or not their feelings are real or they're right, okay? Now, we're going to move on to the future. Now, this is interesting because this is the devil, and he is upside down. I'll turn him right way so you can see. And as you can see, this card is interesting because at the bottom of the card there are two, what looks like a boy and a girl, and they are tied together with a rope, and the boy's back is burning, and the devil stands above with wings and horns and all. But when you turn this card upside down the way it was, you get a completely different meaning. And what I'm getting from this card is a release from the bondage. basically a release from the relationship. I believe that this card tells us that in the future this will end. This relationship will end. It will not continue. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact of these really unsure feelings from the person. Okay? Now, the last card is the advice card. And this card is the moon. Now, as you can see, there are wolves or dogs howling at the moon. And this card tells me that this is a warning. This card is, the advice is, for this person that it's false. This is false. What is going on at the present time is false. This person thinks they know what they're saying, but in reality, they're not sure of what they're saying. So it makes it almost like fake. So this is a bad sign. That this card, should tell the client that everything here is almost superficial. And the best thing for this client to do is to just let this run its course, and the bondage will end. So this relationship will end. And what they need to do is just go ahead and let it end. Just let it end, and it'll be over. And this here is kind of false. So the client probably, as the dogs are howling at the moon, and the moon, I'm sure, is really not listening, that's probably the best advice for this client at this time, is to take what this person is telling them with a grain of salt. That's how I would word it, because eventually this relationship will end, the bondage will be over. Okay, that does conclude my reading for today, and I do hope that you'll join me again. Thanks.